Hello and welcome to Age Wisdom. If you are over 50, this video may be the most important one you watch this year. The years between 50 and 65 are often called the financial danger zone. It is a critical stage of life because retirement is not a distant dream anymore. It is just around the corner. At this age, people start to think seriously about whether their money will last, whether their health will hold up, and whether they have made the right decisions. But here is the truth. Most people are not ready. They have worked hard. They have tried to save, but they have not planned enough for what is coming. That is why millions of people run into serious problems after 50. Some outlive their money, some lose it to poor decisions or scams, and some are completely unprepared for the cost of healthcare. Today, I will take you through these three biggest financial dangers after 50. These are not just theories. They are real threats that affect ordinary people every single day. But more importantly, I will also show you what you can do about them. Because knowledge without action changes nothing. If you stay with me for this full 1-hour journey, you will come out with clarity, confidence, and practical steps to secure your future. Let's begin with the first and most obvious danger: outliving your money. Decades ago, retirement was shorter. People retired at 65, and many lived only 10 or 15 years beyond that. Today, things are different. Advances in medicine, technology, and lifestyle mean that many people live into their 80s or even 90s. That sounds wonderful, but financially, it creates a huge challenge. Imagine retiring at 65 and living until 90. That is 25 years without a salary. That is 25 years where your savings, investments, or pensions need to carry you. And if you do not plan for that length of time, you may end up in serious financial trouble. Retiring too early is one of the most common mistakes. Many people feel burned out by their mid-50s and dream of stopping work. But unless you have a solid financial plan, retiring early could mean you have 30 years of expenses, but only 20 years of savings. Another mistake is underestimating healthcare costs. People often assume their expenses will shrink after retirement, but in reality, medical bills usually grow. Surgeries, medicines, and hospital visits are far more common in your 70s than in your 40s. Inflation is another silent danger. The cost of living does not stay the same. A cup of coffee that costs $2 today might cost $4 or $5 in 20 years. If you are not adjusting your retirement plan for inflation, your money will lose value over time. And then there is the dangerous belief that government pensions or Social Security will cover everything. In reality, these programs were never designed to replace a full income. They are safety nets, not golden parachutes. So how do you know if you are at risk? Warning signs include not knowing your monthly expenses, having no clear retirement income, plan or relying on only one source of income, such as Social Security. The solutions are practical. Build multiple streams of income. This could be part-time work, investments in dividend-paying stocks, or even rental income. Use the 4% rule as a guideline, which means you should withdraw no more than 4% of your savings each year if you want them to last. Prioritize health insurance and medical coverage, because one unexpected illness can destroy years of savings. And finally, consider delaying retirement by a few years. Those extra years of earning and saving can add tremendous security to your later life. The second financial danger is poor decisions and scams. After 50, people are often more financially vulnerable than they realize. On one hand, they have more assets than when they were younger. On the other hand, they may feel pressure because time seems short. Scammers know this. That is why people over 50 are often targeted. They are seen as wealth holders with savings accounts, pensions, and properties. Scams come in many forms. There are high-risk investments that promise guaranteed returns of 15 or 20%. There are so-called friends or relatives who ask for loans and never return them. There are online scams with fake emails, fake websites, or fake charities. And there is lifestyle inflation, where people spend more money because they feel stable, not realizing they are draining their future security. Why does this happen? Psychology plays a huge role. At 55 or 60, many people suddenly feel that they might not have enough for retirement. That fear pushes them to chase quick solutions. Instead of steady, disciplined saving and investing, they gamble on high-risk opportunities. But most of these opportunities are traps. The solution begins with a simple rule. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Diversify your investments and never put all your money into one place. Always check big decisions with someone you trust, whether a family member, a financial advisor, or even a lawyer. Create what I call a financial firewall. A separate account that holds safe money you never touch for experiments or risks. That account should be untouchable, except for emergencies. Real-life examples show how dangerous this can be. One man, at 62, invested all his savings into a scheme that promised guaranteed returns. Within 2 years, the scheme collapsed and he lost everything. At an age when he should have been preparing for retirement, he had to return to full-time work just to survive. That is the price of one wrong decision. The third financial danger is failing to plan for health care and long-term care. Many people focus on how much money they will need for food, travel, or daily living. But they forget that the biggest financial shock often comes from health. Studies in the United States show that an average retired couple may spend more than $300,000 on healthcare after 65. Even in countries with public healthcare systems, long-term care, such as nursing homes or assisted living, often requires huge out-of-pocket costs. The biggest danger is ignoring insurance until it is too late. Many people in their 50s feel healthy and think they will not need extra coverage. But when they reach their 60s or 70s, insurance becomes much more expensive or even unavailable. Another danger is underestimating the cost of nursing homes. A single year in assisted living can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Without planning, families are forced to sell assets or rely on their children. The solutions are clear. Invest in long-term care insurance before it becomes unaffordable. Build a dedicated health savings fund separate from your retirement savings. Focus on prevention by maintaining a healthy lifestyle, exercising regularly, eating well, and getting annual checkups. Discuss healthcare wishes with your family early. Do not wait until the crisis hits. Having those conversations ahead of time can save both money and emotional stress later. So let us recap. The 3 biggest financial dangers after 50 are outliving your money, losing it to poor decisions or scams, and failing to plan for healthcare. These 3 traps ruin more retirements than anything else. But they are not inevitable. With awareness, planning, and discipline, you can avoid them. After 50, every decision matters more. Protect your savings, guard your health, and never stop planning for the future. This is not about fear. It is about power. Power to control your destiny, your finances, and your legacy. Thank you for watching Age Wisdom. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe for more guidance on living wisely after 50.
Dreams we've seen have led us here to where we're meant to be. The best years are still ahead. With every step, our hearts are fed through gentle rain, skies of gold. We're growing wiser, never old. The quiet moments laughter shared.